All right, and welcome back for the episode of Carnivore Trades. Today is Friday, August 9th, 2024. If you're not done so already, please give the video a thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com for swing trading alerts, analysis, and live day trading. Anyways, let's get into it today. So this is why you buy into fear here. So the big level we've been talking about all week long, 53.25. That broke. I said if we get above that, we're going to have a rally. And we have. Right now, markets are pushing higher. There's been GEX at 5,300 all day long. They just finally abandoned that. And you can see here now 53.50 is the largest leg. I've been giving that level out as it's kind of a next speed bump zone before 5,400. We should get up in there. But right now, markets, again, tons of fear Monday. Bears were all over in my comment section trying to troll me, which is funny. But especially now, I talked about this. I think I'm the only guy who got more bullish as of Wednesday's close because of the bearishness that was at a peak here. I mentioned this yesterday, AAII, huge uptick in bears. I liked the weakness into Wednesday, and so far we're about, 150 points off of that. So huge gains made in the live day trading room, another 160 points on the NQ, 103 on ES. So loving the volatility here. It has been a wild ride. And, volatility, I said this on Monday, volatility breeds opportunity. Fear breeds opportunity. We had the largest percentage change, right, in investor intelligence since 1987. So a lot of people getting bearish, right? Additionally, there's a couple other things here too that we saw, or I just caught recently. But take a look at the net liquidity. So it did dump out right before the top, and somebody put a lot of it back here very shortly in a very short order. Another thing here that we're looking at is credit spreads. So big spike, and we've already retraced pretty much like half of that move today. So credit spreads starting to tighten, and we have a classic vol crush Friday. VVIX, I've been telling you guys to watch that, and that's easily taken out the lows of the week. We took out the low from 8.2. I think it wants 110. That's the big line in the sand, and that's going to line up with 5,400 SPX. VIX down 12% here. Into the 19 to 20 handle is going to be big. VIXY, lows of the week. VIX futures, lows of the week. Vol Crush Friday. So I believe we also had, I just read, I didn't see the data, but somebody said there was the largest amount of puts bought on record this week. Okay, so, you want to be on the other side of that trade. And you can see that paying off very nicely right now. So buy fear, sell greed. That's the name of the game. But right now, we should close right around 53.50 unless anything changes. We got about 35, 40 minutes. About 40 minutes to the close. But markets here, good squeeze through that level. Triple Qs also up nicely as well. Not a huge broadly based rally. Yesterday we had a 90% up day, so there's some things that are kind of stalling out. I notice home builders are stalling a little bit. There's some other, industrials are a little weak. Small caps are not doing all that great, but overall, good rally here for the market, and 27 points for the Qs off the lows. Another thing that I caught last night, and I'm gonna look at the NQ here. So let me just get rid of this. But it's all about perspective, right? Here you go. Down move, big slice, right? That's it. It must be a bear market now. But if we just, go back further, go to a more dominant pivot. Now all of a sudden, doesn't look so bad, does it? Looks like you're just having a normal correction here. I do think we'll go back and retest this. But look at big slice, tail candle, retest, and a bounce. So this is probably your next level here on the NQ, 19K, right into that trend line. If we look at the triple Qs, right there. So pretty plain to see that. And again, that may be a little bit higher than SPX 54. because last week's breakdown on the Qs was like, let me go to an hourly. It's like 455 to 456, and that trend line's a little bit higher. But nonetheless, in that area, that vicinity is where we would probably look for. I mean, we could adjust this, right? It could be like it went to there, right? But in that vicinity is where we're looking for the market to go here in the short term. That's where I think sellers will show back up. And if you look at 5,400, there's no doubt. If I can get my charts right, there we go. There's no doubt about this level, right? I told you guys yesterday the measured move, 200 points, 200 points, right? So we should get up there. It's a 50% retrace, right? See it very clearly. And if we look at volatility, like VVIX, 110, it's probably going to line up. So if we're hitting 110 and we're hitting 5,400, we're probably going to get a bounce in volatility. We're probably going to get sellers to come in on spiders. The big bazillion-dollar question, though, is, right, do we do one of these? Or do we, come down and then, right? So that's the big question. But in the short term, we don't really care. We'll look for those signals. I have my theories. Members know my theories on that. We've got some very important cycle dates coming up, and we'll be on watch for how the market behaves into that. But right now, we're going to give the market the upside bias. We do have PPI Tuesday, CPI Wednesday, Michigan consumer on Friday. So we finally got some data again, and we'll be watching that. But right now, very good rebound. Weekly, we're going to close above the 20-week moving average. All that for us to just close above the weekly 20 MA. Now the Qs are still off of that, but they are up on the week here by a couple points here. So good rebound here, and we'll leave it there for now. IWM, again, I said small caps are a little bit weaker. I think, regional banks are kind of soft today, but they did have a good rebound off the lows. But Russell's still struggling. Again, yields up is positive for the market right now in the short term, maybe even in the long term, medium term, but it's kind of tough for the Russell there. So again, 210 area is still big for IWM. Dow, 40K, 4,000. Simple. SMH, 230, that's your big wall. And then after that, blue trend line again. IGV is holding up really well. But again, we talked about this level. It's hitting it now. So right into that area. And you can also take a fib here too. You can see we just hit 50%. So that's why I said 82.50 to 83. So big level there. Then the next level, your 618 at 84. But very good rebound for Cloud. CrowdStrike. Again, we traded this late last week and made some money on that. That had a very nice recovery. Oh, Trade Desk also reporting earnings today too, up 12%. Can't forget about that. Dow Transport's here. Again, rebounding. We hit the lows, hit the low trend line, and this ascending triangle is still in play. There will be a massive amount of anger if this breaks bull. And I mean massive. But right now, good bounce here. If it can consolidate that, 15.7 to 15.8 is your upside for that in the near term. Yields here, again, so pulling back a little bit, but again, yields bouncing with the yield curve close to unwinding is a positive. Yield curve unwinding is only a big negative if yields are like crashing, right? So right now, it's not a bad thing, right? We talked about 370, we bounced there, and I think the market likes that because the market's jittery right now about the slowdown and stuff like that. So if yields are firm and they're just holding up with the yield curve normalizing, the market will be fine with that. The market's okay. It's if yields are crashing and the yield curve's unwinding. That's where it's a problem. But right now, twos, we had a little bit of an steeper inversion today. The 2-year here, still got to get through 410 and then like 420-ish. And then if it has a real rebound, it could go to 440. But that's a ways up there. Fives, 395, 10s, big level, we got 4%, but then after that, 415, 420, 30s, 435, 442. So simple levels there. Those are retrace areas. Home builders are still weak. They are bouncing today, but I don't like them until they're back above 110. I will say, though, despite the engulfing candle last week, which technically wasn't really engulfing because we didn't close below the low, you still never took out the weekly 20 MA. So this is still not a bearish chart. It just has a bearish reversal, potential reversal signal, but no real follow through yet. But home builders, again, definitely softer and weaker on the daily with that close below 110. VNQ continues to be strong. So I don't know if the Fed liquidity went into here. But yeah, I mean, this is all it did Monday, and it's basically right back to 52-week highs. This is one of the strongest sectors in the whole market right now, which is hilarious to say, but it's holding up really well. XLF up 19 cents today. Good bounce there. Put 1, 2, 3 sell on the daily, but the weekly is still above all the moving averages. Again, KRE bounce, more of a dead cat-ish bounce. But if it can get an outside move and start to push up, get through 54, it can go back up to 55. But good defense of the 50 MA, a little bit weaker though. Same thing with KBE. Broker dealers took a huge cut the last 3 days, 1, 2, 3 down, and that's into some resistance now as well. Got about 50%. Yeah, next level is about 640 and then 650. Oil here could rebound again, so up 82 cents. This is in a range. I have not bothered with it for a while. I don't think Iran's going to do anything. I think oil will tell us if they will. We're hearing about it every single day, but I'm not seeing the market front run this. And I mean, yeah, it's up the last 3 days, but caught lower highs here. So we'll see. It is tightening though. I think if we look at, if we look at this, I'll just extend it. There we go. So this is a tightening range. Will this break bull? We'll see. That I think will mess up everybody's recession pipe dream, but I'm still kind of in the no landing kind of camp, but we'll see. Oil holding up. Let's leave it alone for now. 78, 79 is next up if it wants. XLE, good bounce, up 40 basis points, holding support. XOP's holding support, good bounce. It can go all the way back to 142 before it's met with a lot of sellers. OIH, disappointed. I was really looking for this to get back above today, especially since XLE and XOP are up, but not going to argue with the charts here. That said, the monthly is still okay. So it's got to the end of the month to recover, but weekly, don't like that it's closing outside of that wedge. Uranium bouncing here. Filled out the head and shoulders on CCJ. URNM bouncing as well, but not great. It probably gets a zigzag up though. This is good support for now. Nat Gas here continuing up. So good job for Nat Gas. That's 4 days in a row for the first time since June. So mega rally for Nat Gas here. It's above the 215 level. I said 220 is your next target. It basically got there today. After that, 230 and then 240. But knowing Nat Gas, it'll gap down and crash Sunday night. So dollar index down 7 cents. It's holding up though. Dollar yen, I do think this will go retest 150. And then if it wants, it can go retest 152. So that's, again, it's essentially back testing that wedge. Good tail candle on the weekly too. So there's a lot of demand in that right now. Gold here, no problems whatsoever. This is probably the best chart I've looked at so far. That is a power chart. Power weekly consolidation. What have I said for months? If the 20 MA does what? Catches up to price while it's going sideways, it's going to act as fuel. So you can see it doing that right now. GDX is a little off the highs though. I think that's more due to deleveraging. So that's kind of the negative. SIL down versus, silver holding up better. Again, I think that's more deleveraging. But silver's still holding like weekly support right now. It's not really terrible here. Nothing really wrong with it. And the monthly's fine too. So no problems here. Just doing some backing and filling. Platinum a little bit softer. Big bearish inside bar there on the daily. So be careful for that. Could fail though. And palladium here does have a false breakdown on the weekly. Good candle there with volume behind it. And on the monthly, that could turn into a false breakdown also. We'll have to see where that is. Copper here, we're watching this falling wedge now. It's into support. I just still don't have a buy signal on it. I have like a minor one, but that's it. And I'm not jumping in on this on a commodity futures with a minor buy signal. So Bitcoin, look at that. Oh, big move up to 62. I told you not to panic. I told you all it was going to do. And I told you in these videos multiple times. I said if it tries to break out, it's going to do what? It's going to probably do this and then curl back up later. Well, it kind of looks like it's doing that right now. And what else have I been saying? If the monthly 20 MA catches up to price, which it will do by probably September or October, then it can break out and have a huge trend leg. So what is it doing right now? Right? What if it just does this? It's inside of that channel, right? So big fat base being built here on Bitcoin. No problems here in the near term. All right, spiders here, 53.50. We got 20 minutes left in the day. That's where we're going to close. So that's a spoiler alert for you. Right there. Unless it changes in the last few minutes, which they always, degenerate gamblers always do that. But you guys get the idea. Good breakout here, good squeeze. If you're a bear, why would you hold into the weekend here? So we are inching up. Just regroup and go back to 5,400. So that's what we're looking for. We've been talking about that all week. Good price action. Love the trading. Tons of profits being made here with the volatility. And again, volatility breeds opportunities. Awesome stuff here this week. So anyways, guys, going to wrap up here. You guys take care. Come buy me on carnivoretrades.com. I will see you guys all on Monday.